collaboration. Dr. Sousa is a 2005 distinguished graduate of the U.S. Air Force Officer Training School and obtained his doctoral degree from Utica College, Utica, New York. Dr. Sousa is a board-certified wound care specialist, qualified in expeditionary medical services, certified international health specialist, and has a master's degree in business administration and management, and graduated from Partnership for Public Service and Excellence in Government Fellows Program. Furthermore, he is adjunct professor for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program at A.T. Still University and a faculty member of the U.S. Defense Institute for Medical Operations. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sousa.
Well, I'm still waiting for the person to come. Where's the person? Well, good morning. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for the faculty for the invitation. I feel really honored to be here. And good morning to all of you. Don't worry much. I only have 345 pages, so I'm between you and your white coat. I'm going to be as fast as possible, okay? No, just kidding, just kidding. It's pretty fast. So let me express my deepest gratitude for the privilege to address all of you today. Coming from where I came from, I would never have thought it would be possible for me to be here today speaking during your white coat ceremony. As a young boy, I grew up on a very small mountain place in Brazil, okay? As playing soccer, barefooted, shirtless, on unpaved street. No cell phones, imagine that, no cell phone. No video games, no internet, no computers. Wow, that was a long time ago. Not even a television or refrigerator. We were lucky when the electricity lasted for more than 3 hours a day. During my teenage years, my parents moved to a big city where I could have a chance for a better education. I clearly remember, and I tell my kids the story, that one day my grandfather, a well-established dentist, he brought all his grandchildren together and said that he would transfer all his business to whomever would graduate from a dentistry school. And looking at me, I don't know why, but the years passed and none of his grandchildren became a dentist, okay? And one day, my grandfather learned that I applied for a physical therapy school, and he asked me if at a later time I would switch my major to a dentist. So even though I did not want to disappoint him, I still had to answer him, no. So that didn't go very well, but that's okay. So today, 2 of his great-grandchildren are dentists and have fulfilled his dream. At the end of the day, I never gave up on my calling of becoming a physical therapist, despite of a family tradition. Many moons ago, I experienced a very special day, just like yours today, okay? With my head full of hair, okay? Where's my wig? So, and a mind filled with dreams. All I could think was, how can I make it a better world as a physical therapist? Okay? And I'm challenging all of you, make a better world. How can you make a better world being a physical therapist? When I received this invitation to participate in your white coat ceremony, I felt so honored and full of joy. The only thing I could think about was my own graduation. However, this is your moment. It's all about you. It's your special and unique day. It is the result of your sacrifice. It is the moment to remember forever, a moment that will not come back. Therefore, enjoy it, live it, and love it. Today is the beginning of a new life journey. I can speak for all of you and those who went through this ride with you. It paid off, right? So all of you are the new healing hands of the world. All of you are the future of physical therapy, and mainly the next century care revolution. You just heard a little bit about how we've been evolving, and you are the next century healthcare revolution. All of you are the transformation, the new level, the new hope. Many of you will join the military, the civilian government, private sector, and even serve at the United Nations. But remember, the box does not exist. Thinking out of the box is the past, okay? Do not even think in a box. Always use a critical think and ask, who invented the box? There is no such thing. Question for you. Have you thought about becoming a primary care or family practice physical therapist? If not, why not? Who told you you cannot? Think forward, act, practice, and based on the highest and most advanced medical evidence research. Again, a little history for you. Almost 100 years ago, as the doctor said here, okay, PTs were considered reconstruction aids. 30 years later, we became technicians. And at that time, some would think that PTs would never change, and technician would be the highest level of education we could achieve. You all proved them wrong, didn't you? You did. However, the inner scientific curiosity distinctive of a physical therapist and dreamers like myself did not think about the box, and we became masters. Okay? Yet, the profession and the world were asking for more. And today, you are doctors. Physical therapists, went from a dependent and following orders to independent clinical judgment practice, from guided care to direct access care. And as I speak to you, we are working on physical therapists to become a licensed independent practitioners, LIP. And I will explain to you what LIP is. With the same level of independence as a professionals defined as LIPs by the Health Resource and Services Administration, agency of U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, such as physicians, dentists, and NPs. The future is here, and again, you are the future. You are part of a global health care. The profession will require from you to be flexible, adaptable, and innovative. Who could imagine 10 years ago that a spinal cord injury patient would walk again? Today, with external skeleton, this dream is possible. 5 years ago, who could visualize a paralyzed person after a traumatic brain injury, TBI, could independently plan, organize, and complete everyday activities or manage tasks like doing laundry or taking out trash? Today, for example, the Veterans Health Administration, VA, through advanced technology, provides to veterans a system known as a cognitive prosthetic or smart home that make all those tasks possible. You are the generation of artificial intelligence, AI. And once more, physical therapy is on the vanguard of this technology. Envision physical therapy for a stroke patient done with assistance of AI and robotics, where movements can be memorized, okay, quantified, and reproduced. Computers are helping therapists to collect the quality of joint motion and muscle contraction, providing an accurate feedback to patients and therapists for a faster recovery. However, my doctors, never forget the importance of a human touch. The human interaction with the patient is far from obsolete. The connection between physical therapist and the patient matters in an intangible and unquantifiable way. Just always remember where you came from, your roots, and why you became a physical therapist. I want to speak to your therapist's heart, soul, and dreams. Remember the happiness that flooded your heart when you received a letter of acceptance into this program. Each one of you are forever ambassador of A.T. Still University and physical therapy profession. Enjoy the moment, live this moment, take several pictures, but above all, be thankful and never forget those who made it possible for you, including yourself. Grab the coat. Grab the coat. Put your hand on the coat. Put your hand on the coat. Okay. And say, all the students say, I got it. Better. I got it. Okay. Let me remind you that the practice of physical therapy is more an art than an occupation. It is an answer. It is a calling. And we do things right because it's the right thing to do. Okay? Paraphrasing Cora Coralline, a Brazilian writer, happy are those who teach what they know and learn from what they teach. Congratulations. And may our Lord bless you and all of us. Congratulations to all of you.
So we'd like to offer you this little token of our appreciation for coming today and being with us, and thank you very much for your words.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So before we go any further, I would like to make sure that we take a moment to recognize all the people who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that today happens without a hitch. And that is all of our wonderful administrative staff. So Tressa Morales, Erlinda Cisneros Johnson, Beth Jordan, and Cassie Reynolds. And they're all standing around here somewhere. So thank you to them. And then we'd also like to thank Ryan Hutman in our IT department. I think we're live streaming, so that's exciting as well. Okay, so now I would like to invite, it's time to put those white coats on. So if Dr. McIsaac would come forward, she's going to read our names, and then Dr. Linsky and Dr. Tracy Arndt, please come forward.
Shannon Ahern. Clark Antonio. Madison Ashton. Kristen Vicenti. Brian Berumen. Luke. Lucas Bodine. Jacob Bronning. Matt Carpenter. Kaylee Caudill. Brandon Shagnon. Jordan Chandler. Juliet Dassinger. Megan Davis. Daniel Eldridge.
Tape's a little next to it.
I can just hold this. Katie Ellis. Sarah Epley. Kevin Freeman. Emily Gable. Jacqueline Galarza. Sarah Gomez. Brenton Hammond. Amanda Haskett. Oh, name. Bruce Hatton. Alexandria Hahn. Hannah Hahn. Kelsey Horton. Brooklyn Hughes. Jared Hunt. Dorothy Wynn. Lindsay John. Nick. Nicholas Johnston. Joshua Kennedy. Corey Kindle. John Lee. Samantha Marcolina. Benjamin McCombs. Tyler Miskin. Sarah Wynn. Rayma Nickel. Zachary Parkinson. Jenna Peterson. Andre Porterfield. Anushka Ranaraja. Katie Repko. Tyrone Reynolds. Dana Rodenbostel. Alan Romanowski. Samantha Santiago. Nate Schermerhorn. Keith Schuhart. Joanna Schwab. Danielle Silver. Alexander Simeon. Caitlin Steinken. Richard Stowe. Kaylee Sullivan. Erica Townsend. Marley Traver. Charlie Wang. Megan Whitehead. Curtis Winter. Dylan Ray.
No, it's important to get that dad kiss, Dylan. So there were already a lot of cheers and congratulations for our students here, but let's do one more round of applause for them. So thank you to Dr. McIsaac, Dr. Linsky, and Dr. Arndt. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Jim Ferris, who is the chair of the Physical Therapy Department.
Thank you all for being here today. I'm pleasantly reminded each year during the ceremony that our Doctor of Physical Therapy students are the future of the profession of physical therapy. Each one of you sitting here are the future of our profession. I want you to think about that for just a little bit. In 2016, Dr. Emma Stokes, who was president of the World Congress of Physical Therapy at the time, gave a keynote address at the Physical Therapy Education Leadership Conference. She challenged American physical therapy programs to educate leaders in our profession. She's boldly from Ireland, so she gave us Americans a verbal whooping that day. She said that physical therapy schools in America were graduating factory workers instead of professionals who will passionately advocate for physical therapy and equity of access to physical therapy for those in need. I was a bit offended by that. But I began to think, who are we graduating? What type of student graduate do we want to produce at A.T. Still University? As Dr. Souza mentioned, efforts to include PTs as licensed independent practitioners, which I will hope will happen in the span of your career, are already going on. In the military, as Dr. Souza knows, the military already considers physical therapists to be independent practitioners and provides them with much autonomy. Arizona passed direct access laws for physical therapists in 1983. And although all 50 states, including DC and the Virgin Islands, now have some form of direct access for PT services, there are less than 20 states with unrestricted direct access. There's still much to do. The rest have provisionals, rules tied to direct access or limited patient access to PT services. Even in some states with unrestricted access to PT services, insurance companies still dictate that a medical provider be involved in a patient's care before they will reimburse for physical therapy services. So again, much still needs to be done. So humor me for just a second. I want you to take a trip with me, legally. And, all right? I want you to think back 23 years. Some of you may still have been in diapers, but that's okay. Think back for 23 years in your memory. What were you doing? All right, that's when I began PT school in Arkansas, and the hot topic was direct access for PT services. A year later, Arkansas passed rules and regulations to get direct access for physical therapists while I was in PT school. This is still new. Now, flash forward to the 2000 with me. Okay, what were you doing in the year 2000, 19 years ago? Okay, does your memory go back that far? Okay, all right. Parents might remember what you were doing then. So that is when CAPTE required all PT education to be at the graduate level. And then in 2015, CAPTE required that all PT education be at the doctoral level. All right, there were some schools that made the transition prior to that, but in 2015, that's when it was required. 3 years ago, as you were applying to PT school, Arizona and 3 other states signed into legislation in effect that allowed Arizona license holders to practice in other states with their AZ license. That was the Compact Act. Now 25 states have enacted some form of this compact agreement so that you can practice in a number of states. And I hope that some of you will be pediatric therapists because they're fun to watch and deal with. So continue with me. Now think back to your new student orientation, a few days before you started PT school. And Dr. Bordenave and I talked to you about being held to a higher standard as a professional. You remember that? I hope so. What about last year during your first year celebration? You guys remember that one? All right. Remember when we showed you that video of having empathy for your patients and your coworkers and those around you? Okay, I hope you still remember those things. I really do. And what about more recently when we encourage you to be involved in the profession through membership and through participating in the national or state conferences, student conclave, and these things? Okay, keep that in mind as you go out there too. The point is, as you have grown and matured in the past 23 some years since I started this journey, so has your chosen profession. Now I'm going to ask you to think forward with me. Think through the year 2040. 2040. Back in 2000 when the APT came up with the 2020 vision, I'm like, that's a long ways away. All right, but here we are today. So that's about 2/3 of the way into your career. All right? What do you want the profession of physical therapy to look like then? And what will you do to influence this vision? Okay. So the profession has come a long way since the Reconstruction age that Dr. Gevitz mentioned, to the doctoring profession, as Dr. Souza led you through that journey as well, and hopefully to the independent practitioners of the future. The profession has advanced because of the passion and the involvement of those who have actively advocated both locally and nationally for the profession. So if your vision does not involve being a factory worker in that type of job that Dr. Emma Stokes talked about, then you need to be a leader. Not just an independent practitioner, not just a physical therapist, but a leader. And so my challenge to you is to lead, and to lead with integrity. Lead by adhering to the profession's ethical standards. Lead by continually advancing your knowledge and skills throughout your career. Never rest. One of my friends, he wrote something the other day. He said, "Good enough is not." Okay. Lead by being engaged in the American Physical Therapy Association at your state chapter and at the national level. And lead by advocating for equity of access to physical therapy services for those in need. Lead. This is what I'm challenging you to do. I wish you only the best of success in your final clinical education experiences. I hope you're excited. I hope you're scared. Okay, that's good. I wish you the best in your career and in life, and thank you so much for listening. All right, now I'd like to introduce Dr. Christina Chuka, who will be leading the students in the oath of physical therapists. Dr. Chuka.
I'd like to invite the students and faculty to stand as we declare the physical therapy oath together. As a physical therapist, dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly pledge I will respect the dignity of all individuals who seek my services or with whom I work. I will act in a compassionate and trustworthy manner in all aspects of my services, exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements, demonstrate integrity during interactions with colleagues, other healthcare providers, students, faculty, researchers, the publics, the payers, the enhancement of patient care, and the advancement of the profession. Enhance my practice through lifelong acquisition and application of knowledge, skills, and professional behavior. Participate in efforts to meet physical therapy and healthcare needs of local, national, and global communities.
Okay, we're almost there. We're heading into the home stretch. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Ann Lee Birch, the Dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences.
Well, congratulations on reaching this significant day and event, the DPT White Coat Ceremony. The day is one which marks the time when you literally step up and out, away from the classroom into the clinic, the healthcare environment, and a community of patients in need. In many ways, your patient becomes your ultimate teacher. The next phase of your education is both exciting and challenging. The stage of formative transition moves you from a relatively closed environment, the classroom, to an open environment with less predictability, more accountability, and a necessary day-to-day attention to the profession's ethics of care. Transitions can be liberating as you start something fresh and are very intentional about your purpose and interactions. Look at this next stage carefully and step into it with purpose. The white coat symbolizes that you are ready and determined to continue to learn within the clinical environment the necessity of respect, compassion, and evidence-based practice that are central to the physical therapy profession and are hallmarks of our university's mission. I imagine that you have a combination of fear and excitement depending on your confidence levels and comfort level with the adaptability to change. I do know for certain that the faculty before you has prepared you well for this transition, and that you yourselves have put in the effort and time to attain the knowledge and the skills to be successful during this next phase of your graduate education. Away from the walls of the university, stay connected to those who encourage you when you are feeling discouraged. Stay balanced, rested, healthy, and reach out to your faculty when you need to. Be the best you can be each and every day, and we are all very, very proud of you. Thank you.
So, one of the benefits of being the hostess, I guess, is that I get to add my thoughts to everyone else's. I promise they will be short. There's probably some stomachs growling out there. So, here you are, with all of the history that Dr. Gevitz and Dr. Ferris talked about, and with all of the possibilities for the future that Dr. Ferris and Dr. Sousa talked about. And we've just placed on each one of your shoulders a white coat. And as I think about those white coats, I kind of think that they're not unlike the capes that you see on superheroes in the movies. In those movies, one of the superheroes shows up in their cape, and the people are there, and they're in trouble, and they need help, and the people look at them and they think, I can trust that person. They know what they're doing. They got this. In that same way, you're going to show up wearing your either physical white coat or your virtual white coat of a healthcare provider, and your patients are going to look at you and think, I can trust that person. They know what they're doing. They got this. Now, most of you guys know I have 2 sons, so I've seen a lot of superhero movies. And what I noticed in those movies and in the stories is that the story ultimately turns not because of that superhero's powers, but because of the human element, because of the relationship that hero has with others. So think about Spider-Man and Mary Jane, Wonder Woman and Steve, or maybe Iron Man and Captain America. So while they have their cape, it's their compassion and their connection with others that allows them to help those who need them, and in the end, to save the day, right? And in the same way, and Dr. Sousa and Dr. Ferris talked about this, it will be your passion and your connection with your patients that allows you to help them and to change their lives for the better. So I hope that you will wear your cape and feel the weight of its responsibility and what it tells others. I hope that you will only use your powers for good. And most importantly, know that your patients can trust you, that you do know what you're doing, and that you got this. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you to everyone for coming and for supporting the students as they've gone on this journey. And that actually does conclude our ceremony today. Students, you know that you're meant to go back to the risers back there. If the audience can stay put while they do that, and so that they can get set up for the photograph, that would be wonderful. So congratulations. Thank you everyone for coming.